Welcome to the Dr. Nice practice, where we from Pablo's Pill are going to teach you how to reach your absolute maximum looks potential.
So let's start with style. Style is one of those things that you can really easily influence, and it's going to make a massive difference. And you may not notice it, but trust me, the girls will. And I mean, let's be honest, if you want to improve your looks, you're likely doing it for the girls. No shame in that. We all are. Tiny bit. Tiny little bit. So let's start by looking at your wardrobe. If you have any holes in your clothes, chuck them out. If you have any stains in your clothes, wash them. Don't go outside in them. And if they're wrinkly, don't go outside. You're gonna look like a slob, and you may not notice, but high-value people and women will notice. And now that we've chucked out some parts of that wardrobe, let's go shopping. It's important that you find yourself your own individual style. You don't want to look like you're wearing a costume, because what you buy doesn't fit you, doesn't suit you, or you may just not feel comfortable, and people are gonna tell. I use Instagram for some inspiration, but oftentimes you can also use Pinterest, or just go outside, or ask a fashionable friend, like me. Some of my favorite styles that I like to wear are minimal, old money, and vintage streetwear. Now these are all very versatile and trending at the moment, but it's very important that you don't buy a ton of clothes just because there's a specific trend. It's not going to be worth it in the long run, because trends, they fade. You don't want to fall for the trap and only buy designer clothes, because you don't need expensive clothing to look good. See, fashion does not equal style. Some places I really like to shop are Uniqlo, Weekday or Zara. They're always up to date with the latest trends, and they've got very nice different clothing that you can combine. So if you're unsure, just go for something basic that you can dress up or down. For example, I own a lot of blanks, like blank t-shirts, blank hoodies, sweaters. So for your bottoms, you want to go for some chinos, some suit trousers, or also some jeans. And now one of the most important parts, the fit. See, the popular misconception is that you need to buy skin-tight clothing to show your physique, because of course that looks good. Well, that's more of a 2015 trend. Nowadays, more loose-fitting clothing can look very good as well, and it can even show your muscles. I personally wear a lot of oversized t-shirts and hoodies, and they go really well with my minimal streetwear style. Now, if you really want to wear something more tight, do that in the gym. Buy some gym clothing or some fancy dress shirts. They also look very good if they're not too loose. What's very important is that you always buy versatile clothing that you can combine with one another. Now, you don't want your tops to look too long. Otherwise, that's just going to make your legs look short, and that's going to look very goofy. Sometimes if you have some long tops, just tuck your t-shirt in. As long as it's not too much of an oversized t-shirt, it should look very nice and clean, and you won't have that much of a muffin top. Now, your collar is also very important. You don't want to have these very loose collars. That's especially something that happens when you buy oversized clothing. See, if you want that boxy fit, you better buy a t-shirt like this one from Uniqlo, which is designed to have that boxy fit, but it's still tight around the collar. It still looks very clean because it's specifically designed to have that fit. Of course, these rules don't go for everyone. Your clothing should be very specific to your body type. If you're more of a heavy-set fellow, you don't want to go for the skin-tight stuff. Just wear something that shows off your best features. Like that smile of yours. And now that we got the fit out of the way, let's get to the colors. Here you can see the color wheel. So a lot of people like to combine complementary colors. That means combining colors on the opposite side of the color wheel. For example, you want to buy some blue t-shirts and then some orange trousers. Obviously, this doesn't go very well with your everyday life because you don't want to look completely colorful. So I mainly like to stick with some pieces that are black, gray, light grey or dark grey, some brown pieces and some navy pieces. And those oftentimes can be combined with something more colourful. Now, if you do want something more popping, more colourful, you want to get yourself a statement piece. This is that one piece in your wardrobe that you only wear on special occasions. It's got a special pattern maybe, and you want to combine that with something more minimal, so it doesn't look too goofy. Now, some other combinations are taking the colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel. There's also dark bright combinations, like for example you get two colours that are relatively dark and combine them, or two colours that are relatively light and combine them. And the same goes for warm cold. You want to get some colours that are warm and combine them, or some colder colours. Now, something I myself am a big fan of is monochrome outfits. That means, for example, taking one outfit that has, for example, different shades of grey in it, or different shades of brown, beige, all that kind of stuff. And it all goes together very nicely. Now, an outfit is not a real outfit without accessories. Otherwise, it's just clothes. Look at this fine gentleman. Very nice outfit, but he's missing some accessories. And now, boom. Beautiful young man. Popping lad. Now, jewelry is the most important thing when it comes to your accessories. For men, I'd say a watch, maybe even a bracelet, but mainly a chain and some rings are very important. If you've got a lot of money to spend on watches, I suggest you get a more formal watch, and then you get yourself a sports watch, and then also an everyday watch like this Casio one. And this goes for basically everything else. If you want to create some variation, there's 3 different levels of formality. There's sporty, there's casual, and then there's formal. And you want to have mostly casual clothing, of course, unless you work in an office where you only wear formal clothing, then you're probably going to wear more formal clothing every day. And you want to make sure that the formal clothing you have and the sporty clothing you have also goes with the casual outfits, so that the clothing you buy isn't only for specific occasions but can always be worn. Take the sports shirt for example. It looks good in the gym, it shows off your muscles, but it's also going to look really good on a normal day. Now if you just bought some neon green Under Armour shirt, it wouldn't look good. You couldn't combine that with jeans, and even in the gym, you're just going to look like a highlighter. Because in the gym, your fashion is important as well. Girls notice. Now of course the same goes for your formal clothing. If you have some suit trousers or a nice dress shirt that you can combine with some other clothing like jeans or a t-shirt, it's going to look very good. And it makes it very easy to elevate your more casual outfits. And the same goes for your shoes. You want to have some sports trainers, some casual shoes, especially wide shoes are very, very popular and they go with almost everything. And then you want to have some dress shoes. And I personally like to have some beaters. Some shoes that are meant to be destroyed, like if I go into a techno club, they're not going to look good the next day, and you don't want to do that to your nice best shoes. So get yourself some shoes that are meant to be worn. You can skate in them, you can go raving in them, and they're just really meant to be beaten. And now another life hack. In summer, oftentimes you want to wear some sports clothes because it's a very nice life hack to feel very cozy, like you're just out in your pajamas. But you're still going to look very good, you're not going to look like a slob. Sports clothes are just really easy to get into and everybody's just going to look at you like, wow, who's that super athletic guy? Not, who's that dude going outside in a pajama? It's a hack. And the best part is, if you're sweaty in summer, people aren't going to mind because you're the guy who went to the gym. You're productive, not some lazy guy who forgot to shower. However, smelling good is still very important because no matter how good you look, if you smell bad, it's going to be bad for you. That's why the next video is going to be about hygiene. See you then.